Hi, I'm Angie. I am all about connecting with people who love to see if the way we're doing things in our modern life is really the best way or if we're just settling for the done thing. So if that's you, welcome. Most of my YouTube followers last saw me about 15 or 16 years ago when I was a brand new teacher and I'd just gotten my AMI Montessori diploma. Well, after that, I kept teaching. I became trained also in Montessori Elementary. I launched 2 schools over the next 10 years, and there are truly so many beautiful stories that I am looking forward to sharing with you from that time. But also, we couldn't keep the schools staffed. It's a major issue in the Montessori world right now. So I learned a lot about what is working in Montessori and what really isn't. And in the future, you can expect to see videos on what's great and what's broken in Montessori. Also, what Montessori training really needs to look like if Montessori itself is going to survive more than another decade or 2. And finally, practical guidance for launching any kind of private school. In terms of my parenting journey, well, shortly after launching my first school, I got married, I had 5 kids, and motherhood for me was a real doozy. It was a very different experience from the daily sense of competence that I really felt in the classroom, where I felt like I knew what I was doing. Honestly, sometimes I wish I could call, 25-year-old Angie up and ask her how to handle some situations in my life now, because I just had so much clarity. But parenting was very different. It took a toll on my career, on my relationships, and eventually on my health. There was a whole season where I didn't even have enough energy to sweep my kitchen floor. I felt genuinely hopeless. It was a very long road. I know that I'm not alone in this, that some of you have been there. But I am happy to say that parenting is finally now fun and rewarding. But that season really forced me to take a good look at life and figure out what works, what actually helps people function, and what doesn't, what's ridiculous, what's holding us back, and what we need to really throw out as a society and a culture. But I am not a person who can let any struggle go to waste. So in future videos, you can look forward to seeing meditations for exhausted and discouraged parents. I've made some of these for friends, and they were just so deeply touched by them. And this is something, this is a process that I took a course on to learn how to kind of train your brain to experience things differently, to overcome major challenges like discouragement. So I look forward to being able to write more of those and share them with a larger audience and hopefully be a blessing. I talk with other awesome real people like you, and they are honest. They say, some of them are like, I feel like I'm not allowed to say out loud that parenting sucks right now, but it does. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, we've all been there. And you know what? Little tidbit. Someone told me that only great parents worry about failing. So take that with you for today. So meditations, also what actually worked for us and for thousands of generations before us in terms of potty training, and how to choose a school that aligns with your family's values. I've already written a short ebook on potty training called That Was Easy, and it's available on my website, angela-bell.com. And I've written another book, which is supposed to be ready February 16th. It's called Good Soil for Raising Great People, and it's about 8 questions that every intentional parent should ask before choosing a school or a childcare. I'm going to be sharing more of my journey from what felt like the edge of sanity back to closer to thriving. Along the way, I looked back at some of the most impactful moments of my life in these past 2 decades, and I turned all of that into a novel. It's currently being rewritten. You can read the synopsis on my website, angela-bell.com. I'm very much still learning how to write fiction, but if you're an avid fiction reader and you would like to be a beta reader and you can give thoughtful feedback and don't mind the rough stages, then drop a comment or reach out on my website. Right now I'm enjoying just sharing all this with you. I've got a lot of projects in motion right now. Everything from education, parenting, writing, stories, consulting, and you can see everything that I'm working on at my website. I'd genuinely love to hear which of these directions are most useful to you right now, and I'll try to really hone in on that and get to that faster. Until next time, don't settle for the done thing in your life, and you give the status quo some competition.